Welcome back to datingtipsforsuccess.com. We are back again with another video. So for today, we will share tips and advices about what to do when your husband says hurtful things. Okay, so we all know that when we are married, during our marriage life or marriage years, there are some bad situations like you can encounter wherein your husband gets angry, wherein his anger is too much. He yells stuff and he shows stuff, and what worst is he says hurtful things to you. So here are the steps that you need to do to um to minimize the situation, or yeah. Okay, so um let your husband know that um that you are hurting with his bad words or with his hurtful words. Okay, so let him understand that he isn't fair anymore with what he's saying, and you are not happy anymore with how he says things to you. Okay, number one is approve your feelings. Yes, it is okay if you feel worried, if you feel sad, if you hurt, if you were hurt when he says those types of things or those kinds of things. But always make sure that um you know it, you recognize it, and um you approve, or you always say to yourself what are the things that needs to be done, or you have to also understand his feelings, or why is it like why he is like that. Okay, so number two is locate a productive alleviation. Yes, you can also divert your emotions, or divert the situation into a productive way. Like for example, um when he yells stuff, you just sit there and write things that you wanted to say to him, and then once he comes down, you give to him the letter that you wrote, so that he knows what is, or what are you feeling when he is yelling something, or if he's telling you hurtful things. Okay, number three is look at the problem diagnostically. So yeah, you also have to understand the situation. Why is he like that? Is he having too much pressure? So yeah, okay, you also have to make sure that. So because there are deep reasons why your husband is always angry, or why things are not doing well. So you also have to know those types of things. Okay, okay, um yeah, next, number four is focus on the pros. Yes, you also have to focus on the positive things and the reasons why you love him. You always think, why did you marry the person? Okay, so related topics. How do I get over my husband's hurtful words? So number one is remain quiet and don't go overboard yourself. Yes, you always have to remain quiet, stay silent with the things that were, like for example, he is yelling you stuff, and then you just have to be calm and never yell back, because it will worsen the situation. Number two is try not to maneuver the children into it. Yes. So um if you guys are having a misunderstanding, please avoid discussing it in front of your children, or avoid fighting in front of your children, because it will have a negative impact in their psychological health. So you also have to take care of their emotions and their feelings towards the situation. Okay, Number three is try not to return fire. Yes, this is what I'm mentioning earlier, that don't throw back things or don't yell back to your partner whenever you are in this type of situation, because it will worsen the situation. Number four is locate a private minute to express how you've been injured. Yes, so once your husband comes down and the situation comes down, talk to him, have a private talk to him, and just talk calmly. Don't yell, don't say stuff that will make him angry again. So yeah. Number five is try not to speak contrary about your life partner or ex-life partner. Yes, avoid saying back bad things to other persons, especially if they have a big part in your life. So, like for example, your children might not understand why you guys are fighting, and then when they ask you things, you mentioned, "Oh, your father is too bad. Your father hurt me so much. Your father is," yeah. Don't throw negative thoughts about a person, because action speaks louder than words. If you are telling those types of things to other people, it might get they might get a um negative feeling about you and about your partner. Okay, how do you deal with hurtful words? Number one is don't think about it literally. Yes, um let your other ear hear it and throw it out on your other ear. So don't put into your mind and into your heart whatever other people is telling you, or whenever they are having a bad time or having bad things or having bad conversations. So yeah. Okay, number two is approve the person who hurt you. Yes, you also have to respect them still even though they hurt you. Number three is set the clocks to yes. So for this one, you also have to be you have to set a limit within your like ask yourself, until when he gonna do this to me? So you also have to be careful with your limitations on how or until when you wanted the situation to be like that, like always, like you are not having a great time already, instead you fight and fight and fight. Number four is record the words at that point, disseminate the paper. Yes, so you can sit down while he's talking and then write it down, and then afterwards you can give it to him so that he will see what are the things that he said during his during his um bad situation. So number five is to plant it with a positive remark. Yes, so aside instead of telling bad things to him, just talk to him in a nice way, and if possible you can um use positive things or positive words in your sentences, so that things instead of him hearing negative things, he will hear positive things that will turn the situation around. Number six is utilize the words to get more grounded. So yeah, um use question why the words hurt you so much, so you can also ask yourself, am I really like that? Am I really that person for him? I'm not doing my responsibility for him anymore. I'm not helping him more. You assess yourself with the words that he said. Number seven is utilize your encounters and point of view to help other people. So yeah, you can use your situation and what you learned about the situation, and you can connect it with other people. So whenever someone asks you something about this type of experiences and situations, you have knowledge and advice that you can give to them. Why should you not why you should not say to your partner? So these are the things that you should not say. Number one is you're insane. So if you mention this to a person, they might really think that they are insane. So they might really go insane. This is a negative thing that will stick into their mind. Number two is nothing. Yes. Silence means yes, but sometimes quiet treatment is um it has a bad impact for other people as well. Okay? So whenever you see bad things or bad situations about your partner, you can just talk it through out and just not stay silent. Or yes, you are silent in in the side of the area, or in the side of the room. However, you are writing the things that he needs to do. You are writing the things that made you feel that he hurt you so much. So yeah. Number three is it's your flaw. So ever um never ever blame something to other people. So especially if you know to yourself that it is your fault. Okay. Number four is you generally or you never. So you can never say you never treat me like a princess. You never throw out the garbage. You never cook me dinner. So aside from saying those things, because they might feel that you are not appreciating the things that they did for you. So yeah. Number five is simply be more pleasant. So yeah, um you just have to endure the situation and just just be pleasant in the situation like this, because in those types of situations, the other person is angry and the other person should be calm and still cheerful. Number six is divorce. So never ever say the word divorce, or never ever say the you wanted to file divorce, you want a divorce, especially if you guys are in a fight, like in a big fight. So don't just say it out of the blue, because you might regret it in the next couple of days. Number seven is this is the reason my mom doesn't care for you. So yes, so never ever compare the situation with other people. Never ever compare the situation into your parents or your previous family. Never ever compare your wife to your mother, and because most of the time there is really a gap between the mother and the wife and the father, and so on. So just have to stay other people out of the conversation. Okay, so how do you live with a negative spouse? Number one is try not to utilize negative feelings to associate. Yes, never this one, don't use the negative feelings just to stay with someone. Like for example, if you are really in a bad situation, you both are in a bad situation. So don't don't stay in some for someone just for the sake of the family. So make sure that you stay because you are happy with the situation. And yeah. Okay, number two is acknowledge that it's not your duty. Yes, it is not your responsibility to to always understand a person, especially if they are now giving you stress, or it is you are having a negative impact to it, especially with your mental health. Number three is relinquish judging or imagining that you know better. Yes, so We all know that in every situation we have different we all know that in situations like this we always have different how can I say this? We have different knowledge and ideas about something. So don't compare yourself to other people, and don't be just be humble with what you know, and don't boast things, especially like you are already boasting around within within your own family. So that's really bad. Number four is try not to part with your capacity and quit responding. So yes, so avoid responding to these situations, like, because it will really worsen the situation. Like, yes, the person is already angry with you, and then you yell at them, you say hurtful things to them, so it will put up a big fire. So it might you might end up hurting, and you might end up getting out of the situation, like getting out of the relationship both. So you might end up in divorce if you this happens. Okay, so again, this is Isa from datingtipsforsuccess.com. We hope you learned something from today's episode, and we will see you in our next one. Bye.